Hello guys, my name is Fabiola Manica. I'm from IBA 6th class. My SIN 180611020056. The first is the definition of total quality tools. So total quality tools help organizations to identify, analyze, and assess qualitative and quantitative data that is relevant to their business. And next is Pareto chart. So what is Pareto chart? So Pareto chart is a basic quality tools that helps you to identify the most frequent defects, complaint, or any other factor you can count and categorize. And for the another definition, Pareto chart is a graph that indicates the frequency of defects as well as their cumulative impact. Pareto charts are useful to find the defects, to prioritize in order to observe the greatest overall improvement. This is the example of Pareto chart. As you see in the figure 1, shows how many customer complaints were received in each of 5 categories. In the figure 2, takes the largest category, document from figure 1 breaks it down into 6 categories of document-related complaints and shows cumulative values. If all complaints cause equal distress to the customer, working on eliminating document-related complaints would have the most impact, and thus working on quality certificates should be most fruitful. Next is cause and effect diagram. So a cause and effect diagram is a tool that helps identify, sort, and display possible causes of a specific problem or quality characteristic. And here are the example of a cause and effect diagram for a car that won't start. The causes of variation in these characteristics are categorized into 6 main factors that are measurement, people, environment, machines, method, and materials. For example, a detailed cause under the machines main is a dead battery. And next is the check sheet. Check sheet is a form used to collect data in real time at the location where the data is generated. The data it captures can be quantitative or qualitative. And here are the examples. So in this figure, show a check sheet used to collect data on the telephone instructions. The tick marks were added as the data collect overall several weeks. Next, a histogram. A histogram is a chart that shows frequencies for intervals of values of a metric variable. A histogram is used to summarize discrete or continuous data. In other words, it provides a visual interpretation of numerical data by showing the number of data points that fall within a specific range of values. And for example, Jeff is the branch manager at a local bank. Recently, Jeff been receiving customer feedback saying that the wait times for a client to be served by a customer service representative are too long. Jeff decides to observe and write down the time spent by each customer on waiting. And here are his findings from observing and writing down the wait times spent by 20 customers. The corresponding histogram with 5-second bins would look as follows like this. So we can see that there are 3 customers waiting between 1 and 35 seconds. There are 5 customers waiting between 1 and 40 seconds. There are 5 customers waiting between 1 and 45 seconds. There are 5 customers waiting between 1 and 50 seconds. and there are two customers waiting between 1 and 55 seconds. Jeff can conclude that the majority of customers wait between 35.1 and 50 seconds. Next is scatter diagram. The scatter diagram graphs pairs of numerical data with one variable on each axis to look for a relationship between them. If the variables are correlated, the points will fall along a line or curve. Scatter diagrams are types of graphs that help you find out if two things are connected. In math, we like to call those things are variables. And this is the example of the scatter diagram. The local ice cream shop keeps track of how much ice cream they sell versus the noon temperature on the day. And here are their figures for the last 12 days. And then here are the same data as a scatter plot. The last one are run charts and control charts. First, the explanation of run chart. So run charts, often known as line graphs, outside the quality management field, is display process performance over time, upward and downward trends, cycles, and large aberrations may be spot and investigate further. In run chart, even shown on the y-axis, are graphed against a time period on the x-axis. And then about the control chart. The control chart is a graph used to study how a process changes over time. Data are plotted in time order. A control chart always has a central line for the average, an upper line for the upper control limit, and a lower line for the lower control limit. And then about stratification. Stratification is defined as the act of sorting data, people, and objects into distinct groups or layers. It is a technique used in combination with other data analysis tools. So that's all about my presentation. Thank you for watching.